Welcome to our 15-part journey into the advanced concepts of Springboot. In this series, we'll cover a range of topics from custom configuration properties to integrating with Kubernetes. In each section, we'll include details, explanations, and a sample project to help you get hands-on experience. Let's dive in and elevate your Springboot skills. Today, we are starting with advanced configuration properties. And Springboot allows you to define and manage configuration properties in a very flexible way. You can create custom properties in application properties or application or YAML files and access them using at value or at configuration properties. This approach supports type-safe configurations and validation, ensuring robust property management. Some of the advantages we get from this is we have centralized configuration. This approach is usually good in providing a way to achieve a centralized configuration, managing and organizing every type of property inside a pojo rather than searching it inside the multiple property files. Performing validation also, you can directly perform validation on a pojo, which can be done inside a property file. So this is usually very important, especially when you are debugging, and you can use annotations such as not blank or not null or at value. We also get improved readability and testing by isolating and mapping specific type of property. This makes our code more readable and easily understandable. And we can also easily mock the different configuration values. So we'll start by creating a Springboot project, and you can follow the below link on steps to creating a new project if you don't know how to. So we'll go ahead and first add our custom properties. You can see in this project I've created a project. This is a Gradle project. We'll go ahead and add some custom properties, and this is what I'll use to demonstrate to you on how to set up the custom properties. So first I'll define a custom property here called the order, and for this order I want to set email from. So this is the email I'll be using to send to the customers, for example. So you can say demo at expertdev.com. I'll also set another property here and call it minimum order amount. I'll set it at maybe 1000. Okay, once we've done that, we have to create a class with our custom properties so that we can use that to bind these property values. So I'll go ahead here, create a class. I'll name it custom properties. So I'll go ahead and create our custom properties class. So in this property, I'll define my properties. So I'll have a private string. So set this up, email from. I'll also create an integer value, integer, and call it minimum order amount. So with this, I can set, I can say this one should not allow blank, and I can give it a property that says okay, I can put a message here that says email cannot be blank, and this is the sender email. Okay, and then for this I can set it as a minimum and say the minimum value is 100. So when you're defining this property in your properties file, you can't set anything less than 100. Okay, so in some cases you may have an error where you are not able to import this. So you can always go to your build.gradle or maven.file and import this dependency here. Okay, we also need to add an annotation here. Call it configuration properties, and we define the prefix. So our prefix is order. Okay, so you'll notice also you will get some error here, and to resolve this you can come your order application, and then at this point you say enable configuration properties, and you can specify the name of the configuration property. We can put the name of our configuration property, which is custom properties at class. So you can enable as many as you can. So could be you have another properties file that has a different prefix, you can be able to enable as many as you can here, because this allows an array. Okay, so once that is done, you notice that now the error has gone, and we'll need to we can test it out. So first we can run our application here and see. So you notice our application starts. So if I set the minimum value here as 1, let me run it and see. So you notice our application still starts without validating the amount that is set here. Okay, so for this you need to come to your custom properties and set another annotation here called validated. And you notice I'm also not setting the getters and setters, because I want to use Lombok, so that I'm able to automatically generate that and reduce a lot of boilerplate code. Okay, so once that is done, we can try run our application now. Yeah, and you can see that we get an error that says our value should be greater than or equal to 100. So that is good. So first we'll come here and set this to 1000, and we will run this. We should be able to start the application successfully. Okay, great. So we'll define one controller so that we just use that to test our values. So one way we can do is we can come here and define a new controller. I can call it order controller. So with this order controller, so I'll annotate it with REST controller class, and then here we'll define our constructor. So I'm using shortcuts here to define the constructor. Then I'll say auto wire so that those dependencies are injected. So private. So I'll use this. This is the component that we'll use to test the controller. So yeah, we have final custom properties. Call it custom properties, and we can have these in our controllers. So I'm using autocolon here. So do these at custom properties. Properties. Good. So once we've set up that, we can define our get method. So I'll do a private. So I want to return the custom properties. Then I'll say get custom properties. Do it like this. And then here I'll return custom properties. And this one I'll call it define a get mapping here, and say this one, the path is tests props. I can call it custom props. So once we've done that, I'm going to use, so the application is running nicely. So I'm going to log into my REST API tester client. I'm using Insomnia. So I'll define a new HTTP request, and it goes to localhost 8080 custom props. I'll test it out. Yeah, and you can see the response we get there. You can see the body. This is just a get URL, and this is what we get. These are our properties. Great. So this demonstrates how we can use custom properties, and you can see the result that we got there. So at configuration, properties is a way to map properties defined inside your application to properties to a Java object. This approach uses the ease of access, validation, management, and organization to improve your code readability. In addition, prefix is passed to instruct which type of properties will be mapped in the Java object. So the prefix is set here, so that we can define different. So for example, I can have another property called maybe custom dot another property, or we can call it property 1, and I can have property 2 here. So all these we can define different prefixes for our object. So I can have prop2 here. So meaning when we define our custom object, we can define and specify the prefix so that we can able to isolate. And there you have it. You have successfully used the advanced configuration properties in Spring Boot, and this is just the beginning of our 15-part journey series. Stay tuned for more advanced topics and hands-on projects. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay ahead and updated with our series. Thanks for watching, and happy coding.